News, my lovely, wonderful people. Indefinite strike has begun again in Nigeria. Why Mr. President is all the way in New York attending various meetings and having a lovely and a nice time. Issues at home are not settled. The president came in and on the very, very first day, as soon as he stepped in, inauguration speech, he said fuel subsidy has been removed. With no prior notice, no planning, as because INEC has announced that he won since March. And INEC have announced that he won, and there was no prior information, there was no prior notice. He did not make any consultation or anything of such, and just announced fuel subsidy, and immediately the nation went gaga. Fuel became like rock. You can't find it, and even if you find it to purchase, and before you know it, everything went up with it. Here we are. The president is out of the country. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is out of the country, yet the trail of what he left is still behind. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Federal government has had enough time to do the right thing and to ensure that Nigerians are looked after and taken care of. NLC threatened indefinite strike, which begins. So NSC are saying what we are going on with the strike, okay? Since we've been having negotiations and conversations, and it seems nobody is ready, we're going on, yeah. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has threatened to embark on an indefinite strike if the federal government fails to meet their demand. The NLC president Joe Agbaro gave the hint on Monday when he lamented that the government has so far failed to uphold its end of the bargain or shows commitment since the fuel subsidy removal policy was introduced. Nigeria reports that following the removal of the fuel subsidy on May the 29th by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Labour leader, among other things, are demanding a review of the minimum wage, a workable roadmap to the CNG ultimatum, fixing of the country's refinery, and other measures to ignite the bundle of economic hardship and to ease the tension on the people brought about by the increase of petrol. However, following the deadlock in negotiation between the NLC and the government led by Labour Minister Simeon Lagu on Monday, Ajaro submitted that the workers may have no other option but to proceed on the indefinite strike if the government failed to respond to their demand. NSC president added that, however, that the situation can be resolved within this week if the government shows commitment. The ultimatum terminates at the end of the week. We agree that the federal government has had more than enough time for the past 4 months, and that even if there is commitment, however, between now and the next 4 days, issues will be resolved, Ajaru said while speaking on Channels TV on Monday. And we hope that the meeting with the minister, Simeon Lelong, will work with us within these next few days to make sure we resolve all the problem. On the possibility of further negotiation, Ajaro said NLC is ready to attend if invited by the government on how we can go about this and resolve the issues. So this is what is happening. NLC is battle ready because enough is enough. They're not going to take it anymore. This has been a long time coming. They've had meetings upon meetings. They've discussed with the government why the government increased their own finances that comes to them. In case you're not aware, Tinubu has given a proposal, yes, to the legislators to look into increment of politicians, judges, some workers' salary. Basically, those of the political class, of the executive legislators, as well as the judiciary. Okay, so those set of people Tinubu have submitted for a salary review upward. Now, the fuel subsidy that has been removed, in fact, you know how much a teacher's salary is, yes? It's not enough to fuel a car. Let's be candid. You can't fuel a car with it. That same teacher's child is getting married. That same teacher will transport to the place of assignment and do the work. That same teacher has a family, needs to pay a house rent. So when you think about it, it's like wickedness. If there's no other name to qualify it, it's wickedness personified on how things have been and how we can truly, sincerely, okay, resolve this. First of all, the NSC is proposing a 200,000 minimum wage, and the government is fixed tight on this. And you should ask yourself why, because their salary is in millions. Now now people who are doing the groundwork, yeah, the groundwork are asking for 200 million, 200,000 naira, which is not even enough. Let's be honest too. But let's be magnanimous. Let's just 200,000 naira as minimum wage is not coming. The government said they cannot afford it. 200,000 naira. The government cannot afford it. The government cannot afford 200 naira, 200,000 naira for workers as minimum wage. Yet you go about and you are quiet. You're correcting millions. That's beyond you. That's beyond your allowances and every other thing. That's beyond allowances. So who exactly are we deceiving here? Because we have to be honest with ourselves. Let's be candid. Who exactly are we deceiving? Who exactly are we putting in the deceit menu here? Who exactly? So unless we start talking, okay, and getting things right and beginning to do things the way it ought to be, there is bound to be a lot of a lot of rancor already going on in the country. There's bound to be that. So when we look at the whole thing, we need to ensure that truth is being dispensed. Okay, so every single person needs to understand that everything that we are looking upon right now, there's need, urgent need for those things to be changed so that truly we can move forward. Yes, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe, click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Have a fantastic and a lovely day. And from us is bye for now.